Hi guys! Let's talk about Island 2, Episode 3. Today, they have a new mission. 3 girls went to the ground and 3 went up to Island. They'll have a team mission and will be divided into 4 groups, 2 from each building, and there were some conflicts there. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe and don't forget to like. Thanks! The episode starts with the explanation about the next mission. It's called Seesaw Game, where one group will succeed and the other will fail. Before that, they told the girls to pair up with someone and spend the day together, then they revealed that the pairs would be separated. They will have 4 songs and 4 groups, 2 from the island building and 2 from ground. The 2 teams will compete against each other to decide which team will go up to island and which will go down to ground, then there will be the first elimination from the lowest scores on ground. I honestly don't like when they do this because a full team will go down, and a full team will go up, and it's not like all of them are the same skill-wise, so there will be great girls going to ground and some girls with less skills than them going to island. It feels a bit unfair, but I know the elimination and the decision of the final 12 to the next phase of the survival show will be based on their individual ranking, at least I hope so. To form the teams, the 2 girls in the pair must choose opposite songs. The songs were Whistle by Blackpink and Panorama by IZ*ONE for the island teams, and Bad Boy by Red Velvet and Like Ua by Twice for the ground teams. So for example, Mai and Yuju from Island were a pair, Yuju chose Whistle and Mai chose Panorama. That's how they should form the teams. Of course there was some conflict because some pairs wanted the same song, like Sujung and Juwon wanting Whistle, but Juwon decided to go with Panorama and let Sujung do Whistle because of the vocals. Starting with the island practice and performances, the teams were: for Whistle, Yui, Yuju, Minsol, Sujung, Sarang and Jeemin. For Panorama, Jeong, Mai, Saebi, Juwon, Koko, and Choi Soul. The practice time starts with Team Panorama. They choose their leader very fast, Jeong, since she was the leader before. And that's something that called my attention in this survival show. Their leadership is way better than most of the survival shows I've watched. Jeong was very unsure before, but she was okay as a leader. Sujung is a good leader, Yuju is a good leader. Even the other leaders were okay. There was no problem at all about leadership for now. That's different from most survival shows because there's always someone that ends up being the leader and makes a mess. Maybe it's because this time the girls chose the leader themselves, and not with missions or rock paper scissors. They divide the parts. Juwon is the main dancer, Saebi is center, and Jeong is the main vocal. The others didn't even try to be the main vocalist, they knew it was meant for Jeong, and also it's a very difficult part. This team had a great chemistry. They have some difficulty with the high range of vocals in the song, but they all seem to be having fun and helping each other. Meanwhile, in the Whistle practice room, they all choose Jeemin as the center, Sujung as the main dancer, and Sarang becomes the main vocalist because she can do it well, although she wanted to be the main dancer. This team had some trouble choosing the rap part, because they have 2 good rappers, Yui and Yuju. One part gets the full Jenny rap, and the other only raps for 6 seconds. They both did well, and they chose Yuju, but let it clear that it could change any time. Just as they said it, in the next day they were practicing with the choreography and Sujung, who's the leader, decides to switch the rap part to Yui. Of course Yuju got sad, and she commented that this is her 3rd survival show, so she thinks it's her last chance. What a crazy industry this is, because she's only 16 and thinks this is over for her. It's not like if she doesn't get in the island's final lineup other companies won't want her. She's only 16, she's the same age as most of the trainees everywhere. She's putting too much pressure on herself. But she's great though, she has chances to be in the final lineup, but I bet other companies would contact her after Island ends. Now we go to the ground. The pairs there had some trouble on deciding the songs because some of them wanted the same song and wouldn't give up. Like Jeeun and Fuko, both wanted Bad Boy, but Jeeun let Fuko choose her song. Same with Nana and Yuiko, who wanted to go with Bad Boy too, but Nana thought Yuiko had already decided on Oa, so they were not really getting along anymore. In the end, Nana got Bad Boy. So the teams became LingLing, Yeeun, Kang Jiwon, Fuko, Jiwon and Nana for Bad Boy. And Gyuri, Eunchae, Chaeeun, Jeeun, Yuna and Yuiko for Wa. They choose the leaders very easily, Fuko for Bad Boy and Jeeun for Wa. They didn't focus that much on choosing their roles on the group, but they showed us their practice time and leadership. Fuko is a great leader, as I said before, this survival show hasn't had any bad leader yet. I feel like these girls are more mature than the average on other survival shows, and also they got to choose who they think could lead the group better. Even Jeeun, who I'm not really buying yet, wasn't a bad leader. She had some problems guiding them for a moment, but she was acting all nice when they chose her, and it's nice to see that the girls are giving her many chances, despite her being angry in a corner sometimes. I think they have a good relationship. She's just a little bit immature sometimes, but she said she would help the group at max with the vocals. The only problem they had about leadership is cause some of the girls were having difficulties, like Chaeeun, who couldn't memorize the dance correctly and was having a mental breakdown, and Jeeun didn't know what to do, but Gyuri kept talking to her, and I think they solved it. So no big problems. I think it was normal. Not everyone is good at calming others down, so they kind of balanced each other cause Gyuri seems good at it. I'm impressed that she's only 15. I'm giving a second chance to Jeeun cause I think she's a good singer. I feel like the way she reacted in the last episode had an impact on me. It was like she wanted revenge against the island girls. I wonder how it would be if she went up and met them again after this mission. But in this episode she's acting all nice with the other people, so I hope she can keep like this. I feel like she's so upset about being in the ground, like she puts too much pressure on herself and that makes her not pay attention to other things like friendship. She focused too much on herself, and even though that's important cause it's a competition, nobody would want to be in a group with an enemy if she gives them a rude vibe. I'm really curious about what the island girls think of her because of how she acted before, because maybe they had more time together that we didn't see. Anyways, their practice is a bit slow and Fuko's team is almost ready with the choreography. When they record it, Fuko's team doesn't make mistakes, while Jeeun's has to record again many times. I was scared for them, but then on the interim check, Fuko's team wasn't really good and they got criticized. They complimented Fuko, saying she was calling attention even though she wasn't the center, but the other girls didn't do it that well and they talked a lot about Yeeun. Yeeun is the girl that got chosen for being pretty and popular on the internet, according to episode 1. And here she is struggling again. She got criticized in the last episode and this time Monica, the performance director who doesn't measure words, asked her right to her face what was she doing there, if this was her dream or not. That was rude, but understandable. I just think it's not really the girl's fault because the production didn't choose her for her skills. She answered that she didn't think of becoming an idol, but she likes dancing and singing since she was young. Then Monica talks about time and tells her she seemed lost and confused while dancing, that she's lacking the feeling of it, you know. But I'm glad Yeeun didn't take it that bad. She said she'll practice a lot more and keep up with the team, and the girls encouraged her. After that, Fuko's team is reviewing and correcting everything during practice, being more serious about winning. Back to the island teams. Panorama keeps practicing and struggling with their vocals, and the teams will have the interim check right now. They start with the whistle team and Yui makes 2 mistakes on the rap lyrics, but the coaches tell her to practice it, cause she fits this part and Yuju gave up on it for her, so she should try harder. They also talk about Jeemin's unstable breathing, something she already had during Ryu Next. And Sarang couldn't do her high note at the end. Meanwhile, on Panorama's interim check they all struggle with the high range of the song, so the coaches tell them to lower a semitone. They went way better on the vocals, even though the high notes are still difficult, and they compliment Saebi for her walking part. They also say both teams were lacking energy and enthusiasm, and that Panorama team should work on syncing the moves. Both teams start reviewing everything from scratch just like Fuko and practicing again. Now we start with the performances. First, the island teams will perform and then the ground ones. First team to be called is Whistle. They show their practice time again, first Yui and Yuju getting along and talking about the rap part, encouraging each other, and Yui practicing the rap a lot. Then they show Jeemin singing while running and doing planks to help with her breathing. And now finally it starts. I honestly didn't like the way this performance is being cut all the time by reactions. It gets annoying at some point. They go back to their mistakes, that we've already seen twice, then show an opinion from the future, before getting back to the stage. What was that? By the way, Monica kept reacting with sounds that reminded me of the Sims game. But the performance itself is great. Jeemin fixed her breathing problem, Sarang did all the high notes, the rap by Yui was great. They all went very well, the dance was powerful, and there were many comments on Jeemin being pretty during the reactions. Sujung vocals weren't impressive, but the dance break was powerful, and they did a Panorama reference on it. I love this song and I really enjoyed the performance. The high note was great. I can't choose the best of the girls, but I think Minsol didn't stand out that much. Jeemin did so great, but I'm scared for her cause in the first episode they showed her crying and some negative comments, and until now she's doing fine. I'm scared of when it will happen. The coaches compliment them, but they say Minsol didn't stand out, which is exactly the same impression I had. Then Monica says she's disappointed with the overall energy of the performance at the end. I think she's the hardest coach to please there. Now the Panorama unit will perform. They show us some practice time again, with them struggling to do the high notes, and Saebi practicing the highest note of hers many times, until she got it right, as she kept getting off key. They reviewed all the choreography to be in sync. This stage was so pretty. I think they all did very well. The ones who called my attention the most were Jonghyun, Saebi and Juwon, in this order. I don't think Choi Soul was that much stable, and Koko didn't really stand out to me. But overall they did very well. It was a nice performance to watch. During the dance break they had the same idea as the other team, to provoke them. They did the whistle symbol. Juwon was so powerful there, she's great at bad girl concepts. I must confess, at first I didn't think she would be one of my picks, but she keeps impressing me since episode 2. Jonghyun got slightly out of tone or something during her high note, like, it could be better but it's good, you know, she's giving off her life in there, and the coaches were like. Meanwhile, Koko said one sentence after that and the audition showed us the girl's reaction saying she's so good. I felt so sad for Jonghyun, lol. But at least on their feedback the coaches complimented her, so it was just an editing prank, I guess. The coaches comment that it will be a hard decision on who wins, and I agree, although I think they will go for Panorama. Monica talked a lot about them, so I think she'll vote for Panorama to win. She complimented Saebi, the duo Mai and Koko, cause they had their parts matching in many moments. She said she really enjoyed the performance, opposite to Whistle. They also compliment Jonghyun and their teamwork, which I agree, they seemed like an official group. But now the bad boy team from ground will perform. They show us their practice time and they all trained vocals a lot with Fuko being their vocal coach, and tried to perfect the minimal details in the dance too. Yeeun was injured on her ankle, but she kept practicing hard. The stage begins. Yeeun with bangs is reminding me of Blackpink's Jisoo. They are very different from the island teams. In the ground teams there are people looking better than the others, and some of them doing not really good. Not that they were bad, they weren't. But it wasn't like watching Whistle or Panorama. Fuko was great, it was like she was the owner of this performance. They all danced well and in sync, but their vocals were weaker than the other groups. Yeeun got a lot better. Jiwon was the main dancer I think, cause she got the dance break part, but she was good on the vocals too. Now, Kang Jiwon, the main vocalist, wasn't really good. She got off key sometimes, she couldn't do the high note at the end, it was a bit messy. Nana almost didn't appear on the screen, but she did her part very well. And LingLing, who's been second place in some voting that have been happening online for ads and stuff, was unstable just as in the other performances of hers, and had very few moments on screen, like Nana. I like her voice tone. I know people are voting for her because she's from Malaysia, but I don't see her in the final lineup right now. The coaches compliment Fuko, and say that Yeeun got better, although not great, and Monica complimented her, saying she can see that she suffered, and only those who have worked hard cry when they get compliments. Then they say Kang Jiwon, the main vocal, was disappointing. She says sorry, but then Monica says that she should feel sorry for herself and not for them. She's always straight to the point, even I felt sorry for her. Taeyoung and the 24 coach said she wasn't memorable and is not a good dancer either, so she should sing better. 24 even said if she gets past this test, it's because of the team only. They were harsh on her. She wasn't good, I can't deny it, but it's more about the way 24 and Monica say things. The girls must get so nervous to hear them. The girls go back to the ground while Kang Jiwon is saying sorry, but her team keeps encouraging her. I think they are all very nice. And right when I was about to compliment Island, cause we always get to watch all the performances in the same episode, this time they let the last performance to the next episode. I guess I celebrated too soon. They let the Like Gua performance for the next episode and gave us some crazy and bad spoilers. They even start the performance with many reactions and a cute vibe. They were so mean to let this to the next episode. It seems like Jeeun didn't do well and failed. They showed Monica saying harsh words as she lacks skills, and then she's crying on the grass outside. Like, what? I didn't get anything now. The episode simply end like this. First I thought Bad Boy team would win, but then watching the performance I thought that after the harsh comments the UA team had a chance to win, but now with this, I don't know if they can win. And I felt bad seeing Jiyeon like that. I don't think she lacks skills as they said, she sings well. I'm so curious about what happened. By now my picks are Jeemin, Jonghyun, Juwon, Sujung, Fuko, Yui and Yuju. I like Saebi and my too. I have that many options since I don't know how many members it will be. These are the girls that called my attention. Some others have good skills, but I need more songs to see what they can do, like Jeeun, Sarang, Koko. Well, that's what I got for today. What was your favorite performance? Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Bye.